This, my friends, is the story of Justin Welsh, a sales executive turned solopreneur who's generated more than $5 million without writing a single line of code. And so in this video, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about his story, some of the tools that he's leveraged, and the strategy that brought him to $5 million. Let's go. Welcome back to the Startup Studio, everyone. Christian Peverelli here. For those of you who don't know me, I'm the co-founder of WeAreNoCode, an online school for non-technical entrepreneurs to learn how to build their startups with no-code tools. And if you haven't already, please like and subscribe this channel. We constantly give you tips and tricks on how to build and launch your startup leveraging no-code. Excellent, so back to the story. Justin was a sales executive. He had more than 12 years of experience in sales when he became an executive at Patient Pop, where he was able to grow the team from 1 until 140 people and help the company grow to $50 million in annual recurring revenue. He also helped them raise $300 million from investors. Now, as you can imagine, he had a nice office, employees, and an awesome role at a growing startup, and all of that stress and anxiety culminated to the point at which in December 2018, he had a serious panic attack. And there was not a clearer sign to him that he would have to take a step back and take care of his health. And so at that point, he approached the CEO of the company and let him know that he would be leaving in 6 months to be able to take care of his health. So he now had 6 months to figure out what he was going to do when he left. And in a recent interview, he even stated that he thought that he was going to simply do consulting for a year before going back into the workforce. But this turned out to be at the same time that he started writing content on LinkedIn. And having struck a nerve with a specific audience on LinkedIn, he was able to grow his audience to 20,000 followers on LinkedIn. And that's when he had an idea to start teaching people on LinkedIn how to grow their online presence. And so at first he bought a domain for $12, set up a landing page leveraging a no-code tool that's called Card, and started selling online through Gumroad, which is another no-code tool. And one of his main goals was to be self-reliant and to have a diversified income stream, which is why he started selling some courses, he started getting into coaching, he started advising, and he even had a paid newsletter. Now, he continued to write consistently on LinkedIn, and since his writing was going really well on LinkedIn, he actually realized that he had to start creating an automated process around content creation to be able to facilitate the amount of content that he was actually releasing. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel and stick around because at the end we have a little surprise for you. And of course, since his business was growing, he was going to have to use an additional suite of no-code tools. So he decided to first of all use Kajabi as a website and as a course selling platform. For the content posting, he used Hypefury, another tool that allowed him to create content once and post it over time. He used Airtable as a CRM, which is also a very powerful no-code tool, also a database that you can build incredible things with. For scheduling, he used Calendly, which is a classic tool that people use. To record his courses, he used Loom.com, and of course he had to have some custom integration, so he used a little bit of Zapier as well to be able to transfer information from one app to the other and have them communicating effectively in his business. Now at this point, he also started posting to Twitter and started growing his Twitter audience as well. And today he is only 3 years into his entrepreneurial journey and has generated more than $5 million in sales, including $1.2 million in course sales alone. He's also been able to grow his LinkedIn profile to more than 250,000 followers, and his Twitter currently counts 155,000 as well. But for all the marketers out there, I want to emphasize this last point, which is that he had 0 advertisements and was running at 95% margins. Today, his monthly cost between all the tools that he uses is $850, and that includes some additional ones around analytics, etc., etc. And just to be completely clear, Justin has no employees in his company. He is a solopreneur who has generated more than $5 million in revenue. And when he was asked, how do you think the rise of no-code will affect entrepreneurship, he said it already has. And here's a direct quote: "No-code has made entrepreneurship possible for people like me. I think ultimately we'll see an incredible explosion of solopreneurship, one-person businesses built around a specific skill set that other people want to master. No-code tools allow people like that, who are non-technical, to get up and running 1,000 times faster than they used to. You can now test, validate, and launch in no time. What a win." And as I promised you at the beginning of this video, if you click below, you're going to be able to find a free course that we've put on to teach you how to build a startup as a non-technical entrepreneur. And so yes, this absolutely is a perfect example of a no-code success story that really exemplifies the fact that you can't just build startups, you can't just build MVPs, you can build scalable businesses leveraging no-code tools. And if you haven't gotten started, get started today. Check out additional videos here to learn a little bit more tricks and tips on how to build your startup as a non-techie.